And hello, and welcome to episode 10 of The Company of the Grey Wolf. We made it to episode 10, guys.
Yay!
Episode 10, How to Kill a Witch in 3 easy steps. Step 1, find her lair. Is that enough of a title for you guys?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Wonderful, it's wonderful. My name is Joshua Barbeau. I am your Dungeon Master, like you guys don't know that already. I'm joined by a wonderful cast of beautiful people who play amazing characters that have been telling such dramatic stories for the past 10 weeks. And we're so excited to keep telling them with you guys. We're nearing the end of season 1, so of course we're going to ramp it up to something exciting. And look at that, Sphinx Rolls in our chat room, and he just subscribed at tier 1. They're now subscribed for 2 months now.
Thank you, Sphinx Roll.
Sphinx is the coolest.
That does not do justice to how awesome Sphinx Roll is, because even though he's subscribed for 2 months in a row, he's also gifted at least 5 subscriptions to other people. So we really owe that guy. MVP, yeah, the real MVP. Yeah. Speaking of MVPs, you guys voted that Odd was last week's MVP. So this week, Odd will start with inspiration and a handful of bonus experience. On the subject of voting for MVP, that's something you can do in our Discord chat. We have a private Discord. You should all join us if you haven't yet. There's so much going on in that Discord chat. In addition to being the best way for you to interact with the cast, it is also a place where you can see in-character conversations happen between episodes. Sometimes that won't be utilized a lot depending on where the last episode left off, but other times, like this week, it'll be used a ton. We last left off in a relative safe zone, and if you haven't been in our Discord to take note, there has been a lot of development off-screen in our in-character chat. So if anything shows up this episode that is a little bit like, wait, when did that happen? Probably happened in the Discord and you just didn't notice. So definitely go join our Discord. And that way you won't miss out next time. Speaking of things that happen in the Discord, if you're a subscriber like Sphinx Roll is, you can also influence the game in other ways. We have private chat rooms in the Discord for our subscribers where, depending on what tier you're subscribing at, you can influence the game in one of many different ways. You can influence the decision of the NPCs. You can help create new villains for our party to face. And you can even influence the subplots that are going on in the background that shape the world they live in. Lots of exciting stuff. If you are able to subscribe to the channel, we definitely make it worth your while to do so. Let's see, I'm sort of freestyling today. Normally I have a script, but I'm gonna throw the ball to Rebecca.
I knew it.
I'm gonna throw the ball to Rebecca to talk about anything that I might have just forgotten while I look up something very important.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, God, what did you talk about? Shoot, give me a topic.
Character art.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so if you guys haven't noticed, our art that's in the beginning of the show and that we use in our Discord is by Thickest Bay. She is lovely.
The thickest.
The thickest underscore Bay. Oh. She's in her Discord.
She's
on Twitter.
And yeah, and just like, follow her on Twitter because she's lovely. So
exactly, phenomenal. We every chance we get to interact with her. One of these days, I'm gonna beg her to be a guest star on our episodes.
Yeah.
One of these days. She's kind of shy though, so I don't know if that'll happen. But one of these days.
Maybe in the in-character chat.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah.
Guest stars.
Anything.
Whew.
And I know my internet's being choppy.
Yeah, your internet is being choppy, but that's okay because you bought me enough time to look up the one thing I wanted to look up.
Okay.
Links are spoopy. No, links are not spoopy. Click the link. I just wanted to talk real quick. I believe it's done now. Rebecca, your sister's Kickstarter is finished now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They were backed by 215,000. Is that right? No, that's got to be Canadian dollars.
Wow.
Yeah, they did 1,000 and something %.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what they've done. Do they have a place where people can go and still after the fact back the project? What was those called? Not Kickstarter.
Do you just mean an official website?
Nobody knows. You know, when you go to a Kickstarter that's already expired and it's like click here to back this project anyway. Do they have something like that going on?
Oh, I don't believe so.
No. So you missed the chance, chat. If you haven't backed their project, The Ultimate Guide to Alchemy, Crafting, and Enchanting, you missed it.
Yeah,
They did a really good job with that. It's beautiful products. They have a lot of their stretch goals, and we're very proud of them.
Yeah, we just wanted to congratulate them because the Kickstarter is now done, and we wanted to,
amazing.
To give them a little applause for doing so well.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Fancy. Okay, I think. Oh yeah, the drink. Tell us about the drink.
Yeah, tonight we're drinking sidecars. For no real reason other than I kind of felt like one tonight. Cheers.
Clink.
Clink.
That's good Foley work right there.
Don't break Zaid's glasses. We've also determined that Zaid's lair actions, if he were a boss monster, would be produce alcohol and produce
dress
fancy
nicely or something.
Dress nicely. And what was the other?
Produce obscure movies from 20 years ago.
Obscure movies from 20 years ago. I got a tweet out there on my Twitter account right now saying, "What would your lair actions be?" At some point, you should all go respond and retweet that. Cool. We've done enough talking. Let's get right into it because this
More talking.
Yeah.
when last we left our heroes, I believe 4 of you, Gunther, Saladin, Rin, Zolkin, and Karse, that's 5,
Right.
are standing near the grandfather tree debating what must be done with their diseased compatriots. Diseased in more way than one. Saladin, you have just casted Detect Poison and Disease. You determined that the people immediately surrounding you are clean of the diseases, but some of the barbarians in the camp nearby are not.
Mm-hmm.
That's potentially a problem. And while you're all arguing / debating this, Idron and Odd, who are looking for you guys, happen to pop up.
Hey guys, can one of you talk to me in a different language that isn't common?
Oh, hey.
Oh, you're here. Okay, good.
That was actually common, but yes, please, someone. Karse, Karse, your people spoke a different language, correct?
Yes, I speak several languages.
Okay. Can you speak one that's not common right now?
Yes. He turns to both of you and says, in a language nobody understands except Idron, this is really a bad time. We've got more pressing matters to attend to.
Really? Like what?
He gestures to Saladin and says, she will explain. In common, he says. And she
Look, Ondar has something in him that is not natural. There is a disease, a contagion of something that is transmitted through to other humans. And I was just about to send Gunther to go tell the chieftain and inform them that the handling Ondar that now are sick with 2 diseases, and we need to be able to make sure that no one is him. So we all need to talk desperately, and we are all going to to Ondar, despite Rin's opinion, to go and at least give us all what is to be able to talk and try to establish what is going on.
Well, are we in the clear? I mean, I touched him.
It so far seems to only
I still have the spell going because it's concentration for 10 minutes, so I'm looking at everything.
Odd and Drawn are clean.
Actually, Celadine, while you have this up, and I'm going to take out the gloves that I was using to handle Ondar, phrasing, and I'm going to hold them up in front of her and say, out of curiosity, any sign of the contagion on inanimate matter such as this?
You look at the gloves, you look them over carefully, and there's a very faint indication that maybe there was a bit of the contagion on it at one point, but no longer. Whatever it was doesn't seem to have lasted on inanimate leather.
It is there, but it is faded.
We should wash some, cleanse them somehow just to be safe.
I agree.
Yeah, we should be careful. There's enough disease around here. I mean, this seems like the last thing we need, really.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I will talk to the chieftain and as many of his men as I can to spread this word. I shall meet you
back at Ondar, please. And just be sure to let him know of the ones that are over here, because they're the ones that I can see that are sick.
Right. I will head out. Sure.
Okay.
So, follow-up question. Is there a ritual that allows people to comprehend languages?
Karse raises his eyebrow and says,
The circle.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's definitely it. So it did something. That's great.
Yes. We really need to find that one and draw it again.
he shifts over to Elvin and says, so you can understand me now?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're speaking common.
And then he shifts to, again, to a different language that none of you understand, and says, how about now?
Yeah, very easily.
And then he shifts to a third language that none of you understand, and he says, I
didn't catch that one.
And he shifts back to common and says, good to know.
That we all still have.
So I guess the spell has some limits. Also useful information. The more you know.
And can we go forward?
We're walking and talking. Let's go.
Yes. I'm walking with everyone, but I am hurrying. I am totally fine if I go faster than everybody else. I'm fine.
You make your way back to Ondar without difficulty. He is still tied up by the tree, being washed over by 3 barbarian guards who are playing dice games.
Kind of dozing.
Rin would actually lag behind. He's not going to follow.
Okay. Where's he off to?
He's just going to watch them leave. And as soon as they do, he's going to grip the stone.
Okay.
And
That's a grip.
he's going to try and use it.
Okay. He pulls out the sending stone, grips it, and do you do anything to try and activate it?
You know what? He's just going to talk to it and hope something happens.
Something happens. All right. He talks to it.
Okay.
What does he say?
Spirit Spare the Shadar-Kai. And Ondar is yours. I have his location. Sven.
Hear nothing. In fact, you feel nothing.
Okay.
You're not sure if the stone is working, or if it is working, there's nobody, or if it is working, you have no way of knowing if there's anybody listening.
Danny's gonna catch up to the rest of them.
Okay.
So we get there?
I guess so. We get there without trouble.
Yeah.
I go over and I gently lay a hand on a piece of Ondar, his clothing, not
his skin.
Not his skin.
Very careful not to touch his skin.
And kind of shake him awake. How's the finger there, buddy?
Kind of turn. Looks around, sees everybody there.
Look, I need to ask you something before everyone else is ready to go here. Are you actually my friend Ondar?
He has a gag in his mouth.
I know. Well, then I don't think that's true, because otherwise friends don't stab each other. Not till everyone else is here. We're going to wait for Rin and Gunther. I'm sorry. I'm going to stay back.
Rin catches up before long at all. Even though he lagged behind, he's faster than any of you, so he was able to catch up.
Fast logging.
Gunther, obviously, is going to take some more time.
So what's the plan here, guys? I mean, you said we should all come here. So what's happening?
Get on the same about what we are doing, because there's an ultimatum that is going to happen with Ondar.
I have a proposal, but I think everybody needs to be on board for it.
Should I shift the attention to Gunther to see what he's doing? And while you guys wait for him to come back?
Yep, go for it.
All right. Gunther, you make your way to the chief's hut.
Sure.
There are barbarians standing outside. One of them holds up a hand and says in a language you don't understand,
I'm here to speak to the chief. Have important information and a status update on the mission against the witch. You have no idea what I'm saying, do you?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Natural 1.
He repeats himself. Ha! I don't know if that's exactly the same thing, but close enough.
Close enough.
These are not words I'm just making up.
Awesome. I'm gonna hold up a finger. I'm going to pull out something. I have like writing stuff. Sure. So I'm just gonna shorthand a note to the leader.
Hopefully he can read.
Yeah, I don't know that he can read or not.
He can speak common.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that and then realize, no, hold on. The whole thing is I need to make sure people know. And so I'm just going to awkwardly mime. Is there anyone who can speak, who can understand this language? Where's your friend who has the big, ugly necklace? Gaudy. Do you guys have the word gaudy in your language? Unstylish.
the two guards say something to each other. And then one of them goes into the tent and comes back out with the guy with the big necklace.
Excellent.
Looks at you with disdain. But also something else. Make an insight check.
Yeah. Natural 2.
Who knows what else? Certainly not Gunther.
Well, get him out of the way, guys. Jesus. God. All right.
It can all be
Okay.
All on rolls tonight.
Yeah. Maybe I passed the curse on. I apologize.
I had such a bad rolls last week. Anyway, fine. Let's just play it. I'm not even paying attention. I just want to get back to Ondar as soon as possible. So I'm going to say to this guy, excellent. I won't waste your time, but I do have some very important information as well as a status update for your chief. Information that's...
When last you stood before me, you tried to make the chief have doubts about me because I wore a necklace when you said he should have. Do you remember that?
I remember testing your chief to make sure that he could still stand on his own 2 feet out of anger, something that your tribe is going to need. Just bothered you. Perhaps you should be more concerned with insecurities and security. Regardless,
what do you want, little man?
To convey information about the safety of your people. Regardless of your feelings about me, this information could help you.
You have a snake tongue. And I'm not just making a comment about your strange capabilities.
This is true.
I don't like you.
This is obvious.
Tell me what you want. Whatever you wanted to share with the chief, you can share with me.
Fair enough. It's a prisoner whom you captured, the man who you brought to the encampment, the man whom we had isolated, hoping that he would stay lost, carries a plague quite different than the one that afflicts your people. It's transmitted...
Tell me that we deal with 2 sicknesses now?
This is what I'm saying.
And that the talking man brought the second sickness here?
Unintentionally, but yes. Travels differently, travels only through touch and seems to affect only humans. Anyone who has handled him skin-on-skin contact has probably contracted it. We only just found out a few minutes ago. We get the information to you as quickly as possible. In the meantime, we will do what we can to identify the people to which it has spread.
I'll kill him right now. And he picks up and he pulls from his back his father's bow. The chief's bow. I may have misspoke when I said his father's. You didn't know.
Oh, shit!
You didn't know that. And he says, and he doesn't say anything. He immediately starts walking towards where you know Ondar was kept, gripping the bow with a very tight fist.
Fake it till you make it. I will nod towards him and say, thank you, and then start walking into the tent, as if that's what we were talking about.
Make a charisma check. Deception, I guess.
All right. Doesn't super matter. Natural 2.
What? I love it.
The 2 guards that are standing outside the tent close their spears in an X formation in front of your path.
I
Watch
will
those dice or something.
take out a little piece of paper. I will scribble on it, Chief, plague contained within bod, spread by touch to humans. We are researching, and then take it and put it onto one of their spears.
Got it.
Look at them, nod, and walk briskly after the dude with the necklace.
Sure thing. Shift that attention back to where Ondar is.
So, what is this idea, and why do we have to be on board? I mean, can you just explain it, and then we'll. I imagine. I can't imagine why we wouldn't agree to something.
Well, if we're gonna go against this witch, and we've been having problems with lying and not telling the truth, Celadine, you have your truth spell.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that, like any spell, that you can just choose to let it take effect.
Yes.
Okay. I'm proposing radical honesty.
Some of us have never lied.
How is that different from regular honesty?
It is honest even if it's going to hurt someone's feelings.
I haven't been lying to anybody here. I don't see a problem with this.
I don't lie.
Sometimes you do. Celadine?
What?
We all get on the same page.
I always let the spell work on myself.
Okay. Ondar?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a
You
minute.
can nod or you can shake your head. Okay. So, there's only one party member that hasn't agreed to this. Zulkin? Yuan?
Yeah, whatever you guys think is for the best. I'm with you.
And Karsis?
By the way,
In or out?
what language was that you spoke earlier that I couldn't understand?
It's magic language.
It's a vague description, but I don't know that much about magic, so okay.
So,
It's
looks like we just need...
a long lost language. It's unimportant. Would
Hmm.
Ondar have heard it? He spoke it when you weren't in earshot.
Good to know.
So we just are waiting for Gunther then?
Yes.
Yes, so?
As if on cue, the large barbarian that has the gold necklace and is one of the only two barbarians that spoke common. The one who said he was in charge while the chief was sick. The one that Gunther didn't get along well with shows up, brandishing a bow. He draws an arrow,
Excuse me.
Hands up.
notches it in the bow,
Ondar's hands up.
Shield
points
in
it
front
right
of...
at Ondar's head.
I am so shielding in front of Ondar and standing in front of him.
Step aside.
Why?
And that's when Gunther shows up.
I am going to step in front of him, like if there's any room in between the arrow and Celadine or whatever. I'm at least going to try to get my face in front of his. I am going to turn on my eyes and cast suggestion. And that is a wisdom save. Only got to be a 12.
What are you suggesting?
I'm going to say, if you kill him now, you lose all chance of finding a cure for this disease. Give us until tomorrow.
You can see the fury in his eyes. And he says, "What difference will a cure make now?"
Because one day you will be chief of this tribe, and on that day your job will be to preserve the lives, preserve the safety of your people. This is a decision they will remember. If they die, you will rule over nothing.
Are you speaking of the disease that's infected them because of the witch, or the one that Ondar brought here? The one that
This man has killed my father, and I will have my revenge.
If you're speaking of the disease that has been infecting your people, killing Ondar won't assist with that. If you're talking about the one that specifically targets humans, killing him probably won't help, but it will stop the spread.
But killing the witch could help both. Why don't you help us with that? If you gotta kill something, why not the one who's directly responsible for murdering your people? Was that an inspiration?
If I'm on to give it another.
Like, yeah, what he said.
Ultimately, the decision is yours.
His grip relaxes ever so slightly, and he lowers his bow. Take him before I change my mind.
And you want us to take him where exactly?
Anywhere away from here.
If we take him with us, the chances that we succeed in killing the witch drops significantly.
We'll take him a little ways away and we'll talk about what we're going to do.
If you leave him here, I will kill him as soon as you leave.
Why don't we let him go?
I don't agree with that.
We know where he's going.
Chief is dead.
These are all things that we
Isn't
can
he?
discuss. We don't need an answer right this second. As a very reasonable barbarian
Shut
has
up.
suggested, we take him a slight way away.
I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna just like untie Ondar, but I'm gonna retie the
The chief holds his hand up. Sorry. The chief's son holds his hand up. He turns to Odd and says, "Yes."
I'm sorry. But this is your responsibility now to take care of your people, like Gunther said. We'll help. I've given my word to the centaurs that I'll help get rid of this witch. But anyone that's touched Ondar is probably sick now. So you're going to want to get them to not touch anybody else.
We'll separate my men and women.
It's the only way.
The illness that the witch has brought upon my people. The chief, my father, he was the strongest of us. He resisted. Till that, he points at Ondar, came into our camp. My father tied him up, and almost instantly my father fell seriously ill. You will kill the witch, and you will take him away from here, or I will kill him in her place.
Understood.
Why not come with us to kill the witch? You would surely like to have your hands around her neck.
He gives Gunther the cold shoulder, turns around, and walks away.
You might want to keep an eye on any of the dead bodies. There's been some weird things in this forest. And I don't know that they're not related.
He stops for a second without turning around to listen to what you had to say, but then keeps walking. Karse says, well, that was productive.
So I'd like to continue. I'm going to go untie Ondar from the tree, retie that same rope around the immovable rod so that I can stop him if I need to. And I'm going to hold on to that behind him. Be like, okay, buddy, let's walk a little ways.
You've got him tied up, and then with a leash to an immovable rod that you haven't turned on, and you could just press a button at a moment.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm
awesome.
doing.
Well done. You're on a leash attached to an immovable rod, and he's got his finger on the button.
Yeah, the character just saying, bungee jumping anyone?
I don't know. That's a very sudden stop. I don't think that'd be a fun way to
Not
go.
much give on that rope.
Tied up with rope, not bungee cord.
Yeah.
All right, more like base jumping, but hey.
Not that anything that I have to say is ever considered. But we just assaulted a man in his own village with magic. For him.
I didn't think it would be productive to have Ondar executed before we got information from him.
What information do you need, Gunther? This constant searching for information is endless and it is exhausting. How much information is enough information? He has killed the chief. He has betrayed your group.
We have 1 day to prepare for this excursion. Tomorrow morning we leave. Whether we kill Ondar now or tomorrow morning, there's no real difference except that my way we get another day to possibly find the answers to questions that haven't occurred to any one of us yet.
Sulkin puts his hand up. Given what just happened, I think we should leave tonight. Don't get me wrong. I'm thinking we should camp out before we go see the witch. Make sure we're well rested, but I don't want to see that guy again before we have the witch's head.
That's prudent.
I gotta agree with Zolkin here. This seems like a bad place to spend a long period of time at the moment until we've improved the situation. There's been some talk amongst the centaurs, and they're the nice ones.
Look, and even if Zolkin wasn't correct, Gunther, you want to spend the last day before we face a witch that you yourself mentioned was extraordinarily powerful, questioning Ondar. You are a smart man. You know that is a waste of time.
That is absolutely not what I was suggesting. I was suggesting delaying murdering him. In the meantime, we have plenty to do. We must train. We must ask the barbarians anything they know about the witch. We must bring you up to speed on the route to the witch. We have a million things to do.
Karse steps in between the two of you and says, "Give me the sending stone."
No,
No?
I don't trust you.
Well, that makes two of us.
One of us broke magic. One of us did not. And then he looks back to Gunther. I'm sorry. He looks back to Gunther and he goes, if you want to murder him, do it and stop wasting time.
What did you learn when you were talking to Ondar again by yourself?
He was taken under the custody of a witch. A lich. The lich is what potentially infected him. I also learned that he's desperate to get back to his master Sven.
And what does this information do for you?
I wasn't finished. I also know that thanks to Saladin, he was able to get his hands on the Sending Stone and send a message to Sven that the Shadar-Kai are in Daggerford. He's most likely going to head there.
Why?
No, that's not right. Why would Sven go to Daggerford? Sven gets Ondar to do his work.
Yeah, you're worried, obviously, that you're concerned that he might go to Daggerford.
Karse uses Mage Hand to take Ondar's gag out.
Thank you.
Great.
So you tell him the truth? And he points to Rin.
I sent the message, but I'm not going to Daggerford.
And you
I
just
didn't
said to
say
let
that.
him go. You know he's diseased. Why would you suggest to let him go?
Well, now that I know I can avoid people and go get help, it's fine.
Are we all on a 15-foot? Are we all standing next to each other?
Sure.
Zone of truth.
I mean, everyone's giving Ondar a wide berth, but other than that. Zone of truth?
Yeah, no, zone of truth. Just
Do
cast
any of the 5 of you resist the casting of Zone of Truth, or do you want to just let it affect you?
I obviously let it.
If you choose to resist, is that detectable?
Yes.
Yes, to the person
It-
casting.
I know that.
Okay.
She'll
then-
know if you pass or if you fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't know if you resist. She just knows if you're under the effects or not.
I'll accept it.
I'm choosing to resist, but at disadvantage because I'm at war with myself about whether or not to resist.
Karsus is going to roll his saving throw.
Mm.
Vulcan will not.
What kind
That's
of
the one.
what I have to beat here?
16.
And it's a wisdom?
Yes. And no charisma.
Charisma?
Charisma.
Oh shit! I couldn't
It's
beat
close,
that.
but I still fail.
I'll just fail it.
Ondar fails.
I'm scared to roll.
Vulcan fails. Karsus does not. He is
I would've
not
succeeded.
under the effects of Zone of Truth.
Okay.
I would have succeeded if I hadn't rolled myself at a disadvantage.
So everybody but
Okay.
Karsus.
Odd is going to let the
Correct.
spell take effect.
So it's everybody but Karsus.
That's correct.
Okay.
Oh, and the 3 barbarians that are outside the 15-foot radius.
Oh, right. Mhm. I'm not saying anything. I just cast it.
So why would you stab me? If you're actually Ondar and we're friends.
I'm loyal.
Because
You
Sven
said to
told him.
stab you, so I did.
You couldn't have said, hey, I was just told to stab you. Maybe stop doing what you're doing.
No, he didn't say to stop you. He said to stab you. Like, it's pretty clear.
Loyalty, then our friendship meant nothing.
No, not that. I have to, it's what it is. Lathander comes along and says, you gotta stick close to these people, and you'll travel halfway around the world with 3 people.
You watched me deny Lathander to his literal messenger.
Well, I stick to it. I am loyal.
Rin
Rin gets it.
Are there any bounds to this loyalty? If your master told you to injure yourself, would you have to follow such a command?
I just point to Saladin and go, and point some the mace wound to my throat.
He already did.
Karsus takes 2 steps closer to Rin until he is close enough to whisper something into his ear that only Rin can hear.
Okay.
Says, I don't care if you don't trust me. Give me the Sending Stone and I will tell you everything you want to know.
No.
Very well, then you are a fool. And he turns and walks away from Rin. Sorry, continue.
If your master were to command you to harm yourself, is this a command that you would have to follow?
Willingly. No questions asked.
I'm gonna.
Karsus walks a few feet away and starts rifling through the forest floor for some stuff.
Continue.
When and where did this happen to you? When did you meet this Sven?
So you remember when I said I met Lady Illustrial?
Yeah,
And, her being a chosen Mystra, and I got this mission to come to the High Forest?
yeah.
True. That took a day.
You were gone for like a week and a half.
I was gone for 10 days.
Sorry, you're gone for a fantasy week and a half.
No, that's 1 week in fantasy.
I know.
Celadine, is everyone here under the effects of your spell?
Everyone except Karse.
I'm gonna walk over to Karse.
He pockets something.
What you got there?
A moment. I'll show you in a moment. He walks back over so he's closer to Ondar.
I step next to Ondar.
Kind of like everyone's surrounding me.
I step next to Ondar.
While I have my mouth open,
Rebecca, no.
Rebecca, we missed everything you just said.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry. No, I step next to Ondar, face outwards, shield out, looking at Karse. I don't understand what he's doing, and it's making me uncomfortable.
I haven't been able to ask much. Is this like the side effects of the devil contract you made? Can I say I was right?
No, you weren't.
So what happened?
Oh, this.
Yeah, this is new. So just because, when this happened, you were all like, "Brr," and it was like,
Yeah. This is. I died again, and
okay.
and I seem to be a little different every time I come back.
I'll say.
It's extraordinary how amazingly you all missed the point.
I'm keeping a close eye on Karse. I'm like watching him for like facial expressions. I'm just sort of like I'm trying to discern what his intentions are.
Make an insight check.
No, it's a 7.
May I ask you a question?
Of course.
Why do you believe that Sven would go after the Shadar-Kai?
I don't know if he will. I know that it's an option. I know that is a choice that he can make. And if I can stop it, then I will.
But didn't you say you're not one of them anymore? And that's why you I assume that's why the whole hair thing.
It's a haircut, yes.
Yeah. Karsus pulls a stone out of his pocket about the same size as your sending stone and says, Ondar, your sending stone, fetch. And he throws it into the woods.
Okay. Just looks at it. No.
There you go. We can trust him long enough to take him to the witch. Perhaps not a lot further, but clearly he doesn't care about the sending stone.
Well, don't leave it on the ground, though. Like, someone should pick that up. That's valuable.
No, we're going to leave it there because that's your only way to contact Sven, and I need to see you walk away from it.
Okay.
It's not safe for you to have it. So we can't let you have it.
All right.
This proves nothing.
Ondar,
Yes.
did Sven respond to you through the sending stone?
About that. It was more of a all at the same time. No
response?
No response. I kind of got blown up. It hurt a lot. But being honest here, it hurt.
Yeah, I know. Because you hurt Celadine and you promised me you wouldn't.
I didn't know. I cast a spell through a stone. That's it. No hurting.
All right. Enough. To answer your question, Itran, I am not of the Shadar-Kai. I serve them. I have lost my place of honor among them because I have been busy running in circles with this group of clueless individuals. We need to make a decision. We need to make a decision on Ondar now, because we cannot face a witch with our minds divided on two different situations. So do we kill him or do we let him go?
Ondar, if we were to let you go, what is your plan for avoiding people, for not spreading this contagion? What would you do if we let you go?
I take Furia, my horse. I have a network of people I can use. I make sure I contact non-humans, and I get help because they have contacts as well that can help me.
Hey, we're still all being truthful here. If we untied you, and since it's pretty clear that the grandfather tree, when it's at full power, will be able to cure disease, would you help us get rid of this witch without, turning on us or betraying any of us?
If it could cure my disease, that would help.
It would probably cure your disease.
We don't know that, but I would definitely try.
It seems like the best option, the fastest option. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, as far as the commands that you have already received from your master, would any of those commands cause you to interfere with our mission to kill the witch?
No.
Do you have any outstanding commands?
Well,
Follow?
what do you mean by outstanding?
Yeah, currently enacted. That you're currently working on, that you still have to follow.
Follow.
Follow is the plan.
Well, I gotta go. Just you guys keep catching me.
Go where? Karse says.
I'll figure that out.
Where is Sven now?
I don't know. You guys blew me up before I could figure out.
But that means that if you're going to follow and you don't have anywhere else better to go, maybe he's with the witch.
Yeah, I'm gonna just look at Gunther and go, logically, not likely.
Stranger things happened. You saw a person turn into a beholder the other day.
That made sense, though.
Yeah, not to me.
Oh, right, you didn't know about that.
Celadine, how are we doing on time?
Are we close?
Yeah, it only lasts 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Last question.
We have about a minute.
Ondar, in the middle of our battle with the witch, if things are going poorly for us, and Sven gives you the message to kill all of us, would you do it?
Yes.
Absolutely, you would.
In the middle of our battle, if things are going poorly, and Sven tells you to walk away and leave us when you could potentially save us, would you do it?
Yes.
Of course.
I don't want him in the battle.
Before the spell runs out, I say...
You don't get a vote because you're not a team player. Any more than he is. And he points at Ondar.
I'm not a team player. I'm not a team player.
That's correct.
Well, you're not on this team.
Ignoring everything that everyone is saying, I'm going to say loud enough to interrupt before the spell ends. You need to know this. The witch is going to offer each of us our heart's desires in order to betray the rest of one. Each of you, in succession, what will the witch offer to solve for you?
Nothing.
My memories, but I don't want them. Not yet, at least.
Good.
Probably tell me where my dad is, but I mean, I can figure that out on my own.
The ability to follow, but you guys are going to give that if I help. Rin said he'd let me free if I helped.
Zolkin quietly says, "Witch has already tried offering me my heart's desire, and it got us in this situation, so I doubt very much that she could have that effect on me again."
Celadine?
I already know the answer to this one.
My old form.
Karsus just doesn't say anything.
Right. Sorry to interrupt.
I think your this form is pretty cool, Celadine. But I mean, I'm not particularly average myself.
At the very least, it's probably keeping you from catching a contagion at the moment.
I suppose.
Look,
I do want this gone, by the way.
does Sven have any
Disease
way of
sucks.
contacting you outside of the stone?
Yes, but not now. It's too far away.
Ondar,
Yes.
what would happen if Sven just abandoned you
I follow.
And Celadine's spell wears off.
I thought she was going to come in with something completely
You can
ridiculous.
still answer the question however you like, but the spell is wrong.
Walk before I spoke, or I spoke first?
Right before you.
What would you choose between one horse-sized
What we
chicken?
heard, I follow? Like, question mark of just like, how could you think
No.
otherwise?
But I mean, what would happen? He up and leaves you, or he dies. What happens if Sven dies?
I don't know.
You don't have anybody to follow anymore. What happens if Sven dies? No more orders. What happens to Ondar? Ondar doesn't have orders.
Ondar goes on.
Ondar, do you know what a thrall is?
Yes.
Do you believe you are one?
No. I am loyal.
What would a thrall say if a thrall was in your position?
Like, you know, more.
You think?
I mean, he's so
Yeah,
funny.
like I am the history buff here. I think. No, I not to your exposure.
Very
maybe some
esoteric.
schooling, but you know, like
Foolish to think anything would come of this. Rin is going to start to walk away.
Ren,
Hey, Rin, I'll make you a deal.
I don't make deals.
yeah, he already tried that with me.
I'm going to follow Rin.
Wait, he tried what with you?
Big deal.
Wait, I thought you said you don't make deals.
I don't make deals. Like he says that as he's walking
Karse
away.
smiles and says, "What deal did Rin make with you, Ondar?"
I help. He lets me go.
I'm
I've
going
been
to-
helping him at answering these questions, sharing the information.
Curious, Rin forgot to share that part with us.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow Rin.
Ren's not very good at making deals.
Yeah, clearly.
All right, so Rin walks off and Saladin follows him. What happens to the two of you off in the woods somewhere?
He's just going to keep walking until he notices Saladin following. What do you want?
I owe you a lot. And I'm very sorry.
I don't hate you, if that is this group, all of them.
I don't like it either. But it's either that or be alone. And I'm not like you. I can't just kill. I can't defend myself very well. I am weak.
That's not true.
It's very true.
You are strong, foolish, but strong.
I don't want to do any of this without you present, because of everyone. You understand what it's like. And I'm very, very afraid of what my God will do to me. And nobody gets that but you. And I'm afraid that something will happen and no one else will see it.
I do not fear my matron, but I see the fear you have of your God. There will be times, Celadine, where death is the only solution.
I know. I know. I'm not strong enough to kill.
Killing has nothing to do with strength.
I'm just so sorry. I don't want to be angry anymore. Anger is what she wants, and I don't want it.
You're good at it.
I don't want to be. And I didn't used to be. I was so boring. And I was funny. And I was smart. And I knew how to do in my world, and that was it.
And why are you no longer these things?
I'm getting crushed by it.
He's going to put a hand on Saladin's shoulder. You get to be what you choose to be.
Do you really think so?
No, but Odd does.
She's the best one of all of us.
Saladin.
What?
The only thing I have ever disagreed with you on is Ondar.
Yes.
Besides that, we can work together.
I would really appreciate that, and I don't have any right to ask you for anything, and I'm sorry.
I don't mind being asked to help. I was born to help my people. I was born to serve. What I do mind is being asked to serve foolishly. We all have our capabilities. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and we are not utilizing them to the most efficient.
I don't know how. I don't know how.
Let me ask you this, Saladin. You chase Ondar because you were, what, you see yourself in him.
And because he might have, I mean, it doesn't even seem very worth it anymore, but he might just have the information to keep us from being able to, or I'm talking wrong. I want to be able to kill Wilson. And I don't know what to kill. Beholder. I don't.
Do you truly believe that if Ondar was a threat to Wilson would have continued through the portal and let him stay behind?
No.
Ondar is a distraction. Ondar is poison. Ondar is a cancer that is killing this group from the inside out. And Wilson, he said as much. We are walking into a battle distracted. We are walking into a battle divided. And we may survive the witch. We may survive what happens after the witch. But we can only move forward so far, distracted and blinded by this one issue.
I know. captured by a god. If somebody looked at what I became and decided that it was a threat simply because I was a victim and taken, what purpose does that serve?
No one wants to kill Ondar for what he is. I want to kill him for what he's done. What you are, Saladin, doesn't matter. What you do does.
But I can't kill him.
You don't have to.
I don't want you to kill him. You're even making it sound like he's a threat to my entire family, and I can't kill him.
The reason that I wanted to kill Ondar before was entirely selfish. Ondar is what my people died believing I was. A traitor. I now want this situation dealt with either his death or him being removed from the party, because I have grown to tolerate you all. And I don't want to see any of you killed because of this.
That is good to know. Okay, and we're letting him go.
As it stands now, the party is being led to believe that I am working some scheme behind their backs, that I've made a deal with Ondar that I haven't. Or my words were misunderstood. They will question me. They will doubt me. They may accuse me. This is fine. This is the way it works with liars. I am not a liar. I will answer their questions, and they will decide what they will.
Is it weird to say I trust? It's such, because this is so confusing. Okay. Okay. Let's make a decision then.
Thank you, Saladin.
I hate myself for it, but okay.
You'll hate yourself less the next time.
Inspiring thing I've ever heard.
It was how I was raised. He keeps saying, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry for that. But I follow.
He's gonna head back to the group, walking in step with Saladin, and not like away from her.
So when we killed the false Dwarven King and installed Bruno on the throne, you knew he was working for W. Even then, you were still fighting alongside us?
Sorry, who was working for W?
The false Dwarven King. The fake king.
Honestly, can't remember.
He said he was working for W, but you still...
at that point, no, see, I didn't know that at the time.
Oh, you didn't know that Sven was working for W, so you were on the same side, or
not yet, so to speak?
Because we were working against them for a while, and I feel like,
I'll say this. I was rightfully pissed. Remember Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have his blood. Like, I'm still getting back at that guy. I definitely didn't like...
But you're on the same side now.
Well, no, he was hired.
How far back does this go?
What was it, 5 months? 4 months?
I don't know. You kept.
Yeah, I'll tell my
track.
friend
Ondar,
before
what's
it's a
your
while.
mother's name?
Karse says.
Not important.
No, I think it is important. Tell your friends what your mother's name is.
He could say anything. I don't know what his mother's name is.
Yeah, it was. I didn't tell that. So the point is,
What's one thing he did tell you that only he would know? Ask him that question.
Who did we bury in Bryn Shander?
oh,
What was this person's name? Zolkin says, Ondar, come on. You know this person's name. Zolkin looks at Adron and then looks back at Ondar. I think we're talking about his mentor, right?
Yeah, a person who mattered to him more than anyone that I'd seen.
she's dead now. Don't.
What's her name, Ondar? This time it's Zolkin.
Leave it be. She's dead.
I'm standing back and I'm interposing myself between him and Odd.
And do you think that she'd be proud of what you're doing right now? Who you're working for?
I'd like to know the story.
Onder's just breathing quickly.
Zolkin shrugs and says it's a long story, but this is his mentor died in Bryn Shander, and apparently he doesn't know her name.
Oh, that's interesting.
Significant.
Only 2 people were there for the burial of this person, and it was me and Ondar who buried her together.
I buried her.
Dude, I handed you the shovel.
Yeah. And I cried
But what was her
a long
name?
time.
But what was her name, Ondar?
It's not important. And he just tries to like he's spaced out. He just tries walking away.
If he gets to the end of the leash.
Oh.
Saladin and Rin can come back at any point.
Welcome back. We've learned some things.
What have you learned?
Looks like Ondar's got some gaps in his memory. Or he doesn't want to remember?
Can I just walk to Ondar? I get in front of Ondar's face and I don't expect him to look at me. I'm just standing. Look. You either help or we don't see each other until we all become strong enough to try and find any other choices. And there are too many important things happening, and it is ripping my heart in half to tell you. But I have nothing left. So I'd show the people that cared about you much longer than 5 months. That
Okay,
they
cut out there. We only caught half.
Yeah.
damn it. Okay.
Back 2 seconds.
She frozen again.
Me too.
So
Hey, people in the chat.
yeah, right.
We need. Tell your friends to subscribe to our channel so that we can all pitch in and buy Rebecca a better internet.
That's embarrassing.
Uh,
Okay, so either you start to be honest or decisions get made.
I've been completely honest and under your spell twice.
why would you choose the loyalty you were with for 5 months instead of the people who devoted themselves to you and taught you everything that you knew? And you went to your school and you have your dreams and your ambitions and everything that you would ever want, and you gave that all up for some illithid? You know that there is no such thing as a person that can show up in your life and not magically do this devoted. It is magic. It is not you. You're smart. You know this. It doesn't matter how strongly you feel towards them. You know that it wasn't that way before. You never heard the name Sven. You never cared about any creature like this before. You cared about Adron and Gunther and Percy and everyone else.
And I still do.
Then why are you choosing a creature over them?
Because he's loyal.
Ondar.
That came from magic. You can't say that you don't
Ondar.
see that.
Ondar,
Ondar turns to Odd.
before you were loyal, were you given a choice?
What do you mean?
Before you were loyal.
I've always been loyal.
That's not true. There has to have been a time when you weren't loyal.
Odd, if I may, I have a question I would like to ask.
Go ahead.
You told me once that you study history, you study everything, correct?
And I still am.
Tell me everything that you know about illithids and mind flayers.
I'm gonna roll for that.
Yeah, please. That's intelligence check, nature or arcana.
Arcana. $17.
17. What's the Mark's manual say about mind flayers? Let's see.
Bolo's guide's the better one for that.
Yeah. He did.
If I roll higher,
I have Bolo's guide right here, but that's like Volo level knowledge.
That's a 25.
While you're looking it up, can I do a quick thing?
Mind flayers. Give me a second. Mind flayers. You know.
Mind flayers. You know.
You rolled a 17.
17. Roll a 9.
Mind flayers, according to everything you've learned in school about history and everyone you've ever asked and spoken to and read in important books, including in Volo's Guide to Monsters, which is a book that exists in the world as well as outside of it, mind flayers are a myth. They're the D&D equivalent of the boogeyman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story you tell children to scare them into not talking to strangers. Now, the lithids are real, but they have nothing in common with the Mind Flayer boogeyman stories that people tell each other in their youth. It's all a fiction. Everything you've ever learned about mind flayers, as far back as you can remember, supports this assertion.
Is that what Ren is told?
No, that's what I'm telling him as a result of his role. He can say whatever he wants. He's not under zone of truth.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember now if I've heard Karse's talk about them as myth, but I don't think I was there.
Oh yeah, he said that a lot, but I don't know if
I
you were
was gone
there.
already.
We were not present.
Yeah.
They were talking about that separately,
Mhm.
which you, viewers, dear reviewers, can read about that conversation in our in-character channel in our private Discord.
Link's already in the chat.
Do you want to repeat the question,
Yeah.
Rin?
You study history. Tell me everything that you know about illithids and mind flayers.
Well, first things first, you need to make separate inquiries into each of those when you go to a library. For one, you go to the children's section. The other, there's a smattering of songs and stories. Boogeymen, really.
And according to these children's stories, what would a wound at the base of the neck symbolize?
They don't speak in detail like that. Well, you're Shadar-Kai. You probably, I don't know if you have children's stories where you come from. They're general warnings meant to scare you from talking to people in the street, from meeting strangers like yourselves, trusting them at first glance.
I'm so trusting.
He still hasn't answered my question, though.
What was your question again?
Before you were loyal, when you first met Sven, do you remember when you first met Sven?
Yes?
Were you given a choice to be loyal or not be loyal?
I was always loyal.
That's not true. There has to have been a time when you weren't loyal to Sven. You can't have just met someone and then immediately he earned your loyalty. I mean, look at Rin. Took me 13 months to have him be at least somewhat loyal to me. Sort of, kind of.
That's in-character laughter. Karse's is laughter.
I've always been loyal.
What did Sven do to make you so trusting?
I can't say.
I feel like we're wasting time here. This time could be spent, like, going and fighting a witch.
Yeah,
Also
probably.
says, Adron, that thing you got there, can't we just walk like 100 paces into the forest and press the button? And as long as we're secure in the knots that we've tied, he'll still be here when we come back?
I mean, we need to set this somewhere that he can't reach it so easily.
Okay,
right?
so we hang him from a tree.
So I'm, what? Hanging food for the wandering wilds? It's a terrible idea.
Can you think of a better one?
Let me
Worst
go.
idea.
What do you need me around for when you come back?
He makes a good point.
That's true.
I'll even help you before you leave.
That he will not do.
Cast your spell again. I will swear on it.
You've already told us everything that we need to know about your help.
I think it's a wild card for the witch. I think bringing him with us, even if he intends to be truthful, it's a piece of information the witch could use to divide us, to confuse us. Rin, as you said, we're confused enough.
And we know what could be offered, Just snap your fingers and Sven is proud of you. He will not say no to that.
We need a resolution. We cannot walk into battle with this burden.
Let me help you.
What about this? It's more than a day's journey to the witch. We'll need to walk, make camp outside of the swamp, toxic zone probably.
Yeah.
Then from there go to see the witch and return by the same route. What if we simply leave Ondar behind to guard this campsite of ours?
Tied up. Free for the zombies and lizard folk to go and find me.
Not tied up.
We killed the lizard folk and zombies, Zolkin says.
And you don't think there were more?
We are
I think we
delaying.
bring him with us.
We are delaying the inevitable.
The only thing inevitable is death, except for you.
Yeah. I think we he worked with us for ages before he turned on us. I don't see any reason why he won't work with us now. As long as we keep an eye on him when we're awake and we tie him up when we're asleep, then I think the difference
Honestly,
is negligible.
I was making my way on foot pretty good, but I got lucky not running into a lot. Okay, the Lich, I didn't see that one coming. I will say that. But, I may not get so lucky. Traveling out of the woods with you guys, I could use the security. And then we can get out of the forest, we separate. That's fine. And I can't accidentally get you sick, and I can go get help. I have contacts.
Do you feel comfortable fighting by Ondar's side?
I don't trust him for a second. But it's better that he's here and we can keep an eye on him.
I feel confident that I could incapacitate him if the need arose.
He stabbed you to death several times.
To be fair, I'd be better off against the troll than I would you.
I could put you to sleep pretty quick.
That's what I'm saying. I can take care of the troll. If you guys, you can deal with the witch. I can deal with the troll. Did John tell you about the troll?
We haven't mentioned the details.
Okay.
There's a troll. It's got blades for fingers.
I thought we'd have about a day to discuss all of this.
So I guess I can help with that.
Well, looks like our timetable got mushed ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we just need to go.
We already know we're going. Let's just go.
Do you want to leave one of those notes? See an arrow?
Can we bring horses though?
Gone to kill a witch.
Once we left
BRB.
one.
No, I think we leave Lift. We leave the horses. They're
His name is Donkey.
Hortense.
the description.
Who decided donkey?
Rin, of all things to get upset about.
It is my donkey. And his name
right.
is Donkey.
I did give him a donkey.
You gave him our donkey?
I told you, Rin makes deals. We made a deal.
That's 2 deals he's made that apparently he doesn't make.
What did you trade
He's a terrible
for the donkey?
liar.
He's a terrible liar. You're right.
Again, lots happened in a couple days here. Remember when I went with Odd to go talk to him because we needed to ambush people? We were looking
Karse
for.
says it's not important.
Oh,
John is right. We're wasting time. Or Rin is right. Someone said that.
I said that.
Yeah.
I'm off and
Oh, we got our gear back. That's what
yeah.
it was. That's why when you came out, even though Saladin was running around with it in the battlefield, our gear was available.
Yeah.
So he got donkey.
And he gave me Saladin's dress.
You're welcome.
Can we start going towards
you,
the
Saladin.
witch already?
Ondar kind of like steps, but can't move.
I unclick the immovable rod and I go over to Ondar and I say, so, no other orders that you're going to hurt anybody or that you're going to do anything. You're going to work with us for as long as we're going to kill this witch, and then I'll just tie you up at night. Yes?
Yes, you've already proven I can't make it out of the forest without you guys, so you're my best way out.
Gunther, I'm going to want you a second on this.
Let's just bring him.
So don't untie him?
I can help when I'm untied.
I just tied to untied. I don't really think it's going to make that much of a difference. Untied, he's less of a bother for us.
I untie him.
Worst things that happens if you untie him is he runs. And that's what half of the group wants anyway.
That was a plan B anyway.
Yeah, if he runs, we kill him. Sorry, no offense.
Well, again, you've already proven you're faster than I am.
And I
Start stretching.
And I don't think we can give you your loot back because a bard with an instrument is a dangerous thing.
Oh, yeah.
What can I get back? Because that helps with my spells if I'm going to help you fight.
Oh, we'll figure that out between now and
I'm going to hand him his own scroll of healing word that he gave me a while ago.
Okay.
It's not like the rest of us can use it.
I can use it.
You can use it. I'll just hand it back over. I don't need that. I made that for you guys.
Into the bag it goes. Not a bag of holding. It's just a bag
Just
on
a
my
bag.
waist.
Okay.
John, do you want the loot?
Ooh, I'd love the loot. My loot's too cramped and small. It's made for dwarven hands.
Pass him the loot.
Why does it look different?
Oh, it's got the runes on it.
Yes, and a message.
Wait, what?
I belong to Ondar
Ondar
Havenbluff,
Havenbluff.
a liar. But I am not a LYRE, I am a loot.
I show you.
Saladin, can I have my carpentry tools back?
Well, this is mine for the foreseeable future.
Oh,
It's completely out of tune.
I need to fix that.
Oh.
Oh, man.
I start tuning it as we walk.
All right.
One of the pegs is like almost too tight.
And the 8 of you venture into the woods. Now, when last you 3, 4 went to see this witch, there was many obstacles in your path, but miraculously, if they clear the way for you, your journey is uneventful. But what happens when you reach the swamp is as good a place as any for us to take a small break and come back to after we've refreshed our drinks, gone to the washroom, and stretched our legs.
Woo!
Y'all should do the same because, sitting there and watching Twitch without a chance to stretch is not good for your health for too many hours. So we'll be on for 5 minutes. We'll be right back. Please don't change the channel. We'll make it worth your while. Thank you.
See you soon.
And we're back. A slightly extended break, you guys. You can't rush perfection.
He's having too much fun with each other. I needed to stretch, man. I've been tied up for days.
It's true, he has. He's a method actor, so we tie him up when the session is over. Cameras closed down, we tie up Nick. And he stays tied up till next week.
That's why I didn't like the hanging thing, because that was not going to fly.
If you time it right,
promptly
it feels
left. We're going to just jump right back into it.
Yeah.
You guys promptly left the grandfather tree. And though you weren't all... Oh? We still with us? Yeah, okay. And though you're not all on the same page necessarily, you all managed to stay focused enough to move through the woods, to keep moving, as you discussed. And in fact, just before nightfall, you did in fact make it to the edge of the Hag's Swamp. The swamp, for those of you that haven't seen it before, is a sickly bog with trees still everywhere. You can't escape the trees in the high forest, but poisoned purple water about almost up to your knees covers the forest floor here. And there's a putrid stench in the air, a miasma, as it were. And just on the edge of this swamp is where you stop and start setting up camp. And Zolkin is the first to break the silence and say, so yeah, we should all really talk about this witch, huh? Forgetting about other problems for a minute, pointing at Ondar. We should all really get on the same page about this witch.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Do you want that literally? Because I got some paper. We can make some notes.
No.
No, I'm not giving you a pencil.
So I didn't see the witch last time. Troll is A, pretty gross, and B, clearly mind controlled by this jewel in its forehead.
Right. So Zolkin says, so it had this strange gem in its forehead, and like black ooze was around it, and it looked like it was jabbed into its forehead, and it looked like the troll's
regeneration was trying to heal the wound, but couldn't heal around the gem. And best guess is the witch is using that gem to mind control the troll.
Because it looked like every once in a while it would go like, "Rrr," and like want to get at it, and then like it would like glow for a second and then become all docile again.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that step one is we take out that we don't take out the troll. We just pop that jewel, and it's probably going to take care of the rest of it for us.
And if it takes a minute to do that, remember how we did the giants and kept them all?
Yeah.
I can do that more for you guys.
Yeah, something like that. So
you're
we
gonna
can
have to
like
refresh me here.
keep the witch away. What was
that,
What the heck do
Odd?
it?
You're gonna have to. I wasn't around for the giants. You're gonna have to refresh me on this plan.
Right. I could sing a ballad, but that probably takes time.
No.
Okay. I pretended to be Artist Simber, hero extraordinaire.
Don't know who that is.
You don't know who Artist Cinder is?
You know the fat man by the tree?
Was that Zolkin or Karse who said that?
Oh,
Who
Sirius?
said that? Karsus has no idea who Artist Cinder is.
Yeah.
Artist Cinder.
That's the fat man's dad, who is an immortal adventurer now, according to legend and history and story, who was being looked for by giants. We were going to save the city because the giants thought he was there. I had to pretend to be him at the city, and we fought them off by challenging the leader to a duel-ish.
Yeah.
Is that okay, summary?
It's a long story.
And go ahead.
Giant creature with the crystal in its head. Break the crystal. Giants pretend to be a fat man who's immortal. Understood.
I don't think you understood.
No, not really. But it's okay. We can work with it. I'm guessing someone distracts the troll. Is the plan?
Well,
Ondar distracts the troll.
when last we were here, Zolkin says, he turns to Gunther. She only let the two of us in her base, and the troll forced the others to stay outside.
So if we all go for the troll at once,
Senzovich disappears and we never find her.
oh,
Well, I can also stop the troll from. Well, no, I don't know. How do trolls work?
They
Tall with
cut
lots of
off their
claws.
finger, they grow their finger back.
Perhaps fire.
I can stop that. If it hits, I can stop that. I have a spell for that.
what is it?
What?
You remember that skeleton hand I do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, prevents the healing.
Oh good.
Like, you know how it grows back stuff? It would stop that, hopefully. I haven't tried it on a troll, but books.
I used to be able to do a lot of fire attacks and damage, but I can't anymore. So I don't think.
Oh, I can do fire.
Who knows, a wizard can too.
Karsus nods.
I don't think Karse should be coming with us.
Celadine, are you okay?
I have to be.
You'll be fine.
Celadine, it's okay to not be okay. If that makes sense.
I can also help with the okayness too. Like, honestly, I'm
Shut up, Ondar.
Celadine, is this your first battle?
Aside from the Faven.
I don't like fighting. I like talking my way out of things.
Mm.
I know you all met me at an interesting time of my life, past and current.
Lives?
Lives. And I felt like I had to fight more often, and I don't like it. But you can always, like, I'd like to talk my way out of things. I like to think you always can. I don't think we can with this one.
We need battle structure. Celadine, you will do well to stay on the perimeter. Watch the people in the front. if you see one of them wounded, do your best to mend them from a distance. If you find yourself in need of getting closer to mend them, call someone else. Let them know. If they can't bring you the wounded person, then I want you to run in and run out. Can you do that?
I think so.
You'll be fine. Gunther and I will be in the midst of it. Watch us.
Gunther's been very quiet, actually, and I kind of want to know what he's thinking.
You're all acting as though this is going to be a pitched battle, which it will not be. Zavich will bring one, perhaps two, into the domicile at a time. The rest of us will be kept outside. It's the only way she will even appear to us. Whatever strategy we use, we're going to be fighting two different battles. One or two of us inside with Zavich, the rest of us outside.
It's true, Zolkin says. She didn't even appear until we agreed to her terms, and those guys stayed outside, and so Gunther and I walked inside. And the thing is, she was ready for us. Like she literally offered us everything Gunther and I wanted to agree to her terms. And this time we can't agree to her terms.
I volunteer. I will face the witch.
She'll ask for who she wants.
She will want me.
And how do you propose you?
I don't think Rin is particularly weak-willed. She chose us because I think, no offense, we were the weakest willed of the party.
Look, she exists in the swamp with her own protections, with her own guardians. The only way we made a way to her last time was by invitation. This time, it's the only invitation we have to go see her is the one she extended towards me. I'm not suggesting that I go in there alone, but I am suggesting we announce we are coming.
Wait! Tolkien snaps his fingers. Ondar! That thing you do to yourself. You know, where you make yourself look like someone else?
Yeah.
Can you make Rin look like me so that Gunther and Zolkin walk up to the witch's headquarters?
Does anyone have to look like?
Yes, can you make... Does it work like that? I don't know your magic. Can you make Rin look
works
like
on
me?
me, and then if I have a scroll and someone can use it, I could write a scroll for someone else to use it.
Yeah,
Damn, I
that
don't
was-
thought that was a brilliant idea.
You do magic.
So last time, the waterway just kind of parted, like the swamp parted, and we walked on dry land.
Stones kind of came up, I thought, yeah.
Well,
Well, we have someone who
That's
can
one
move
way to
water
do it.
now. Can we just, like,
To what end? To what end?
Can I ask?
Talk of orders and what happens.
well, if we're there, then let's if we just show up there, she put a bunch of things in our way last time to try and stop us, and then after we overcame them, then she invited us in.
Can I
Rin,
ask?
Rin,
Go.
Rin,
Why don't I simply ask to be invited?
That's one way of going about things.
okay. What if she says no?
She won't.
How are you so certain?
Because us being successful depends on me being certain. And so I will be certain. I will ask for an invitation. She will say yes. If she is searching for someone weak of will, then she will sense that there are things that I desperately want. I will say no to these. You have my word. But she will sense.
I don't understand what we're even discussing. We literally have a key back to see her. Zolkin, you and I have an invitation to go. It'll be struck last time. All we need to do is return to her. The rest of us However
Can
many
you
pieces.
guarantee that Zulkin won't take another deal? Or you?
Well, I can. Last time she tried to use the fact that I care about Akela against me, and I won't allow that this time. But the problem is, I'm afraid that whoever walks into that hut in order to stop the witch might not walk out.
I am prepared.
It's not
to
something
meet
that.
fate.
Sorry?
Oh, he just says, I'm prepared to meet that fate.
Rin, have you ever
I'm
dealt
happy
with
to let you.
Have you ever dealt with a witch before?
No,
Have you ever been inside this temple?
no,
Do you know what awaits you?
no.
It's not the
And
right
that-
choice.
It's
Zolkin and I is the only ones who have been inside. We've been there before. We have a plan. I have a plan, and no offense, but I have had longer to think about this than any of you, partly because I've kept information from you, but I've been thinking of nothing but our next interaction with the witch for the last week.
No one's arguing that you shouldn't go in, Gunther. I'm just saying I'm happy to let Rin take my place if we can make that arrangement.
Then it is done.
What deal did you strike with the witch?
To be able to come back and visit her again. At the times, there was no way we could have overcome her. There was no ways that Zolkin and I walking into a situation where we had no idea what we were going to pass, what we were going to.
But what did you get for it?
We told her we wouldn't interfere with her quest to destroy the grandfather tree. And we didn't. We walked away after she gave us what we wanted.
What did you?
There. You need to understand. I gave the chief my word that the witch would die. She will die.
Here's what I propose. Zolkin and I, if we as the twos are invited in, and this is a big if, I'm banking a lot on the fact that she's dealt with us before and may be curious as to why we've returned. If it is Zolkin and I who are invited in, we will go in. I have a plan to get the jump on her, and once we do this, any of the rest of you who can storm in afterwards are quite invited to come in and deal with it.
Gunther, do you want to share this plan with the rest of us?
As far as I see it, it's the only way to entice her. It's the only way to keep her speaking. If she thinks we are trying to deceive her. Being like this needs to believe that she's the smartest person in the room. And if she thinks that we're there for some dubious purpose, she's going to want to play with us. I propose that we bring Zolkin, you in with me. And while we're in there, we make it very obvious that you're casing the joint to steal something that you believe is to be powerful, something that she is going to deem to be worthless, but will enjoy toying with us. Being like this needs to feel smarter.
And when do we take out the troll?
When we attack the witch, it will become very clear that we are doing so by the troll's behavior.
Okay.
Gunther,
Yeah.
there are some situations that don't require cleverness. A direct approach. We go in there, we find the witch, we kill the witch, and then we leave.
Forgetting one thing, this is an excellent plan, Rin. Please do not take offense. But we will not find the witch if we try this approach. She has ability to move invisibly, to move ethereally. If she doesn't want us to find her, we don't find her, and then we're chasing ghosts through the swamp.
Your deal was to be able to walk back to the witch, correct?
It's my understanding.
Well, that wasn't so much our deal. She gave us an open invitation as thanks for walking away from what she was planning to do.
And in the context of this, we need to make her believe that we're just taking her up on it.
Now, we might get lucky. What if the witch is racist and can't tell the difference between Zolkin and Rin?
Sophie looks at Rin.
I'm sorry, Pete.
We don't look anything alike. Are you racist?
I don't think you do. But the witch is a bad creature. And, it's a bad thing.
I look more like him than I look like him.
This is kind of we're getting off track here. The thing is the witch can kind of see it. If I'm reading this right, this witch can see into your soul and see your deepest, darkest desires.
Yeah.
Well, she certainly made it seem that way, yes.
Well,
We don't know for a fact that she could.
If she could, then she could easily discern illusion or not, probably.
This is what I'm assuming. We know, however, that she's not infallible. She offered me some things that she believed I would want. Some things that was probable that I would want, but something that was quite impossible to deliver and easily disproved. She's not infallible.
Here's a question. Where's the sickness coming from? The witch? Or is there something else we can circumvent her
My
and
understanding
destroy?
it's coming from her bog. And he points to the murky purple water that it's a bog, but it seems to seep into the surrounding vegetation.
I'm going to kind of walk towards that area and kind of just put my finger in the water to see what happens.
Sure. You walk up to the edge of the bog, reach over to dip your finger in the water.
I'm ready, just last in case there's lizard folk.
Can I?
Yes, Anita? Or Celine?
That was me.
Rebecca?
Yeah. Can I follow Rin
You can if you want, sure.
and stop him just before and just say, let me? Just if you really. I'm resistant to poison. I can test it.
Are you certain?
As you two are debating this, something floats to the surface.
Why?
It's a body. A human body with tattoos and tribal clothes similar to the barbarians from the nearby tribe.
Do we all see this?
No.
Okay.
Did you walk over to the water?
That's why I'm asking. I said I was ready because I respect things.
And it looks like it's been dead for some time, but it's well preserved by the
Bogginess.
by the bog.
I take a step back.
I'm going to just kind of flip the body over to see if there are any kind of markings that show what killed it.
You reach into the water. It hasn't quite floated completely to the surface. It floats up above the muck, the mulch at the base of the base of things, so that you can see it, but it doesn't breach the surface. It just floats up to right below the surface. You reach in to flip it over.
Yeah.
Okay. Rin reaches into the water, grabs hold of the body, and flips it over. There's no markings or any indication of wounds that suggest how it died.
Interesting.
Can we step back? Can we just? This is.
Steady yourself, Celadine. You'll be all right.
I don't know that.
You will be all right. I'm guessing there's no detrimental effects of the water on the skin of this thing. It's clearly the water's not acid or anything like that, right?
No detrimental effects from merely touching it for a fraction of a second.
Okay.
That's what prolonged exposure would do.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. If the thing has any pockets, he's gonna wrestle through the pockets to see if it has anything on him.
Okay, so are you getting into the swamp to start ruffling through this thing's pockets?
Oh, I'm gonna try and pull him to shore.
Okay. You pull the corpse up onto the shore. You start rifling through his pockets. He doesn't really have any.
Let's go.
And again, you all see Ondar's been ready, expecting a lizard folk ambush, so he was readying a spell.
Just to kind of put everybody's mind at ease, if Rid can, he will put spear through the face. Can never be too sure.
Oh, that seems unnecessary. Torturing the dead.
There's a guy
Really,
putting Ondar.
Adrian? Given the last time we walked through here?
I'm not moving this one.
This one.
And the last thing Rid's gonna do is after he puts one in the faceplate, he's gonna drag the body out a little bit closer to shore and start digging a hole for it.
Sure.
I walk back to the group and just
I'm gonna walk to the water and I'm just gonna look out.
Okay.
If it's not Zolkin and I who are invited in, if it's one as the rest of you, as I said, she's going to try to strike a bargain with you. I don't know what she's going to offer, but the only way this ends is if we remove a head from a body. In a direct ambush, I don't think we capture or kill her. I think she gets away, which is why any plan I can possibly come up with requires at least 2 bodies on the inside.
Let's hope she invites 2 of us in.
Celadine, if I could have a word with you for a moment. He's still digging the body, digging the hole.
I walk over.
He's gonna put the shovel down. There's a chance the witch will call you.
I've been thinking that.
It won't mean much, but I give you my word. I will help you find your original form. Consider that if she makes the offer.
So are we camping for the night?
Yeah.
Fire it.
We didn't get to do much magic today, Odd. Do you want to try again?
Sure. Yeah. I'm gonna try to draw another circle.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you mind if I shave? It's been a bit.
I don't have a knife that I feel comfortable handing you right now.
No. I've been a while thinking about this because days. Manacle me after I get my helper, and he can do it while I'm manacled, so that he can't cut my ropes. So you feel safe.
You're untied right now.
Yeah. But they're not going to trust me with the dagger to shave myself. So
You want your unseen servant to shave you?
yes, he's done it before.
You mean the one that you used to rifle through Celadine to get the sending stone?
My bags. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sending stone is gone, Karse says. We threw it away, remember? He lied poorly.
Can I just throw
He
spear?
winked at the party.
Can I just throw spear at Ondar's feet? Like,
Wait. What was that for?
It has
it's
pieces
a
of
blade.
corpse on it.
Oh yeah, it does.
It does. Bits of brain.
Ew.
Enjoy.
Just with eye contact, I'll just gently pick it out and I'll just press to digitate the mess away.
That's the Ondar we know and love.
So, yeah. And I'll just like hold the spear out like open-handed, like.
Why don't you just prestidigitate yourself and keep the beard?
It itches.
Once you get over the itchy stage.
Gunther, can you keep an eye on him?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Zolkin pipes up and says, so, does anyone have any food? I don't really trust anything we can forage around here.
Yeah, I think we got some rations kicking around. I don't have much in the way of anything.
I'll
So I've just been kind of from
while I'm watching him, I'll grab like a handful of rations and just hold them
I'm
out.
down to my
grab them.
last 7. I've been feeding you people for days.
Somewhere, there's a whole
I have
pile of
nothing.
rations. I think they're on the donkey, and you guys didn't take the donkey.
Oh yeah, those are his last 7.
many days. Let's say we're at like 97 at this point.
Yeah.
Attack and gruel.
After I get done digging this hole, I'm just gonna put the body in, say a prayer to the matron, lay him to rest.
These are person days.
There's 8 of you.
Thank you.
There's
Who's keeping watch?
I can stay up for a bit.
I'll take middle watch.
Someone have my dog? They can help.
no.
I said I would be helpful.
So Odd's drawn another circle. And is going to go through the same motions that she saw Adron do and pump a spell slot into it. See what happens.
Pumping a spell slot into it?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, you cast a spell into it. Roll percentile for me.
Yeah. $35.
You attempt to cast a spell, nothing happens. Or you cast a spell. You pump the spell slot into it, nothing happens.
Missing something here.
Yeah, I don't know what you did different.
It's a different pattern, but try speaking in a different language real quick.
In Celestial, I just say, can you understand anything I'm saying?
No, I just hear Hosanna in the highest.
Then I
Karse
guess
says, does he still understand other languages? Then he repeats himself in Elven. Do you still understand other languages? But to you, it sounds like
Weird French.
yeah. Je comprends d'autres
it sounds like you're saying something in another language now, if that's what you're asking.
Well,
Looks
and
like it
the
only
effects
lasts
of
a little
that
bit.
has worn off.
That would have been a really handy thing for trading.
We
Although
really
I could
should have wrote
never
it down.
would have been able to learn another language though. I did that.
Kind
Well.
of cheating, but
Let's try working on your magic again. Wait, you're out of spell slots, aren't you?
oh no, I've got one left.
Try and charm me. I'm a willing subject. Here, let me show you how. I'm gonna try and teach her how to do charm person.
Nothing.
Roll
Percentile die? Or roll a d20.
roll a d20.
It's a 2.
Okay, then
Yeah.
what spell were you trying to cast?
I was going to try and do the same like somatic and hand gesture, like the somatic and the verbal components as Idron.
Oh, you were trying to copy whatever he was trying to do.
Yes, because
It's
he's
not
trying
a
to teach me.
spell. It's not a spell that you know that you're trying to cast, right?
No.
Make an Arcana check.
Sure. No. That ends up being like 7.
You copy the spells, somatic and verbal components as best as you can, but you don't achieve any effect.
Nothing, sorry.
These things don't happen in a day. Or, 2, as the case may be. We'll work on it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
So who was keeping watch as you all settle in for the night?
I was going to take one.
I was going to take one.
1, 2,
I was going to take one.
3. That should be enough.
Sure. But before the evening, just as people are winding down for the evening, I just want to walk over to Odd. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to take out a wet piece of cloth. I'll wet it with my water skin. I'm just going to kneel down and I just want to wipe away the dried blood from where she scuffed her knees.
Okay.
Oh,
And I'm just going to stand up and nod to her. And then I'll go do my watch.
Got it.
thanks.
You all go to sleep. Except those keeping watch. Make me roll a d12. Please.
You got
Sure.
first watch, so that makes sense.
4.
Your watch passes uneventfully. Nary even an occasional bird sound.
Sure. I'm thinking, I'm plotting, and I'm hoping that that some of what I've been planning will actually be able to work, but I'm doubting that things are going to line up the way that I think they're going to, the way that I hope they.
You had the second watch?
I did.
Roll another d12.
That's not a 12. It's a 12. 8.
Okay. Your watch also passes uneventfully, and you return to the welcome embrace of your sleeping bag.
Am I dreaming these days?
Good question.
No.
No. So I'm still off in another plane of existence, as it were.
Well, you these days, you don't remember anything when you wake up.
Hmm.
You sleep like a log or a rock or whatever the saying is, that everything's black and you wake up the next morning.
Okay.
Rin,
Yeah.
took the third watch.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a d12 for me.
Okay. And the whole time he's keeping watch, he's just saying his prayer to the matron. 2.
Your watch also passes uneventfully.
Yeah.
You'll wake up the next morning
Bitch.
having had a long rest. And when one of you walks, gets up and stretches their legs to over by the bog water, they notice something.
Uh-oh.
Who wants to volunteer to be my patsy here? Rin? Odd?
I'll
Sure.
do it.
Okay.
Sure. Odd and Rin go for a walk. Go for a short walk in the morning. And when you walk by the bog, you see something that wasn't there last night. Large flagstones floating on top of the water, forming a kind of path into the swamp.
The way's open.
Terrific.
You just go, Rin? You don't wait for the others?
I'm just kind of scouting ahead. Like, I'm not going to go too far.
Okay. You start to walk out into the miasma and into the swamp.
I'll give everybody just like a heads up. Listen, once we enter into the swamp, a couple things. The air is not good. It's going to smell strange. It's might make you cough. As long as you don't spend too much time tarrying, I don't think there's any permanent damage. Last time you guys were okay after spending about 24 hours in there. Just keep in mind.
Can I have my shield?
Yeah. I don't think I have it.
No, like Celadine has my
I'll
stuff
use that.
still.
Do you give him a shield?
I give everything.
Everything. I stopped you from giving him everything. I said, whoa, let's not be too hasty here.
He's still. Oh, could I have grabbed the spear back during my watch?
Sure.
Right, yeah.
I just
So nobody given shield is done.
I give him a shield.
Thank you. While you're doing that, you wouldn't happen to have an extra holy symbol of some sort, would you?
I only have the one on my armor.
Oh. Okay, that will make things.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'll come across one at some point, I'm sure.
I can maybe make you one.
I don't know if it would work, but it's worth a shot.
I'll grab a piece of a stick. And I'll okay, what do you want it to look like?
Like a sunrise.
Okay. And I'll carve into the wood a sunrise. I pray to this, and maybe it'll be a holy symbol.
Make a dexterity check.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's a 16.
You carve this sort of makeshift sun along the line and hand him the slab of wood.
Don't know if it'll work. I don't know if anything. Circle didn't work.
Yes, it's worth a shot. and I'll step a ways away from everybody else and try casting Word of Radiance with it.
It's a sizable log. Let's say it's worth a pound.
It's probably about, I found it was about this big, like leftover firewood.
Yeah.
Leftover kindling.
You go to cast Word of Radiance.
Yeah.
Make a religion check.
I have a separate idea, so I'm going to make it with disadvantage because I don't think this is going to work. So that is a 7 plus religion. That's a 11.
Your spell fizzles, and then all of the termites crawl out of the slab of wood as if to complain from their home being used in this manner.
Oh, good.
Sorry, should have checked it.
That's okay. I just remembered. I reach into my bag and I pull out the little wooden carved set of scales that Ondar had given me ages ago. That are the holy symbol of Joaquin, and I'll try it with those. Sure.
You try casting Word of Radiance with the holy symbol of Joaquin.
Yeah.
Make a religion check.
Okay.
Yes.
This one is a 13.
Cast the spell and it works. Okay. If you feel like it's just like maybe not quite, maybe not quite the potency of where it was, but it's just like, yeah.
It's something for now, and I'll take it into my pocket.
Revere, and it's just like, yeah. I guess they'll grant you Word of Radiance.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone else want to do anything before you start walking across flagstones that float on a swamp?
I'm gonna hand Zolkin a hand crossbow.
Okay.
And say, I'll just hand him a hand crossbow and says, "You're gonna need this eventually."
Thanks, friend. We're gonna make this right.
Yeah.
I know we will.
And I'm gonna say to him,
You were going to say something?
As I hand it to him, I'm going to say cheers in German, which is Prost.
I don't know what that means, but I'll assume it was a compliment and I'll take it.
When you hear it again, you're going to want to shoot that thing.
Good to know. Speaking of planning and plans, he looks around at the group, I guess minus Rin because you scouted ahead, and says, when our inevitable plan goes south, and it will, just so I know, and he hesitates before saying the rest, but then says, who's taking point? Like, who do we look to make decisions on the fly when the plan needs to be adjusted? Because I've seen a lot of different leaders since you guys have returned from your trip to Karse, and I'm just...
Excellent question. I don't know if there's going to be time to lead when the plan goes to shit, but when it inevitably does...
We're going to be screwed.
When it inevitably does, my plan and the plan of anyone to hold the witch as tightly as I can and keep her in one spot so that the rest of you can hit her.
That's not what I mean, but okay.
When all else goes awry, there's only one person I actually trust to make competent decisions here. And that's Odd.
I thank you.
And is it her? So she's our point man?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think she should come up with the plan, but I trust her instincts.
Okay. I trust your instincts. And then he starts walking down the flagstones.
And I'll follow close behind.
Does Odd stand a little bit taller?
As tall as she can. She's already as tall as she gets.
Okay.
The further away she's been from taller she's been standing. She's at her full height now.
I don't need to role play this or anything, but I want to sort of jog up to Rin, and I just want to be talking tactics with him.
Sure.
I'm giving him all the information I have on the witch, how tall she is, how strong she seemed when I shook her hand, what she smells like. I'm giving him all the information I can.
You didn't shake.
Sorry, I took her
and
hand.
you
Yeah.
kissed it.
So yeah, fair enough.
You didn't shake her hand.
Yeah. But yeah, all the sort of characteristics I had, how sharp her nails look, like all that kind of just, here's all the information I have, and based on that, this is how a fight with her might go.
Okay. While I was scouting ahead, did I see any kind of traps or anything like that? Because that's probably what he was looking for.
You do not see traps. Make a perception check.
Woo! 11 plus a number. 18.
You see floating just below the surface in the bog, and every once in a while it looks like one of them is looking at you. Don't move.
If I'm with him, I'm gonna say we'll be fine for now. On the way back, however, whether we've killed the witch or merely just angered her, on the way back,
I lost you for a second there.
we didn't get any.
He wants you to repeat yourself.
Oh, he didn't get me.
Yeah.
On the way back, these are going to be a problem. Whether we've killed the witch or merely angered her, she's the only thing keeping these things at bay. So the way back, we're not going to have these handy stones, so let's pay particular attention to how we exit the swamp without the highway.
How far is it from, destination to where we started without the stone?
You're looking at me? He's asking you, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, I'm asking the DM, like, how far does that look?
Rin's
But
keeping
you
a mental
don't
note.
see your destination so far enough that you don't see.
Oh shit. Okay.
This is a
Oh,
big
yeah. It was like another like half a day
Yeah.
to get from the edge.
Yeah.
If the edge from last time, it took like a half a day, I think, to get.
Oh.
Although on the way in initially, we didn't have the stones the entire way.
Fair enough.
And we had
yeah.
to do 2 fights.
Yeah.
Right, so it might be moving a little faster.
Yeah.
All right.
So 4 hours, 3 hours.
Bit of a trek.
Understood.
And it's not just the zombies. Again, there are lizard folk.
Were the lizard folk not zombies also?
No, they just ambushed out of the water.
Undead is a stain on all that my matron represents. I would like to talk to this witch. He keeps walking.
Eventually, after about 4 hours of walking along flagstones into this bog, you do reach the center. And it's the strangest thing. It is dry land, but it's not an island. In fact, the bog water, which as I described appears to be about knee deep in height. You don't see the bottom, so it's hard to estimate, but appears about knee deep. You guess. Just and looks like it goes to a point and then waterfalls down onto dry land. Am I describing this right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just goes out.
So there's like a perfect square of maybe 100 feet on each side, or just like is falling down from the water height to the ground, leaving a splotch of dry land that is below the water level, but nevertheless dry. In this square, at the center of it, is a very old-looking ziggurat, a stone pyramid-like temple with 3 levels that is not very large. The highest level is maybe 35 feet off the ground. So it's not a very large ziggurat, but it's covered in ancient ruins.
I look back and go, oh crap. I wasn't even thinking. Is Karse with us?
Yeah.
Oh no, oh no!
Did you want to leave him behind? He wasn't down.
I meant to argue with him this morning. And I didn't because I was so focused on the mission. Oh no! Everyone, we need to keep Karse alive.
We're gonna all
I
stay alive.
think this was already as planned, yeah.
No, like more important than the other stuff.
It's fine. I'll stay alive.
We're all on the same page here.
Inside this square area where the ziggurat stands, there is a hole in the ziggurat, like a doorway, where a makeshift wooden door isn't even attached, but more rather propped up against the hole. There's a couple of trees with no leaves on them, like old decrepit trees that surround this ziggurat, and sitting on the lowest level of the 3-tiered pyramid is a large troll. Now, if you've never seen a troll before, they're quite disgusting. They've got green flesh, covered in warts, long, black, spiky teeth. And what makes this one particularly interesting is on the tips of his fingers in both hands are these black, dagger-like blades that look like they've been just shoved into each of his fingers. And then his regeneration has healed around them. So he's got blades. And in his forehead, embedded right into the skull, is this large red ruby that glows. And there's like black pus all around the gem that just bubbles and pops every once in a while as if it's boiling.
I'm walking straight up to him, and I'm. Zolkin is walking with me.
Ren will walk with you.
Ondar will hang back with Karse's.
As will Adron.
When the three of you, does Odd and Celadine, are you hanging back or are you going?
Hanging back, absolutely.
Just real quickly, before Red does walk, he's gonna look to both Odd and Celadine and go, "We'll be fine. You can do this." And then he's just gonna keep going.
I'm gonna say to Rin, I'm not gonna try to stop him. I'm gonna say to Rin, my plan. I have a plan. It only works with me and Zolkin, and someone needs to be out here keeping the troll away from them.
When the three of you and stepping down from the last flagstone that is on the water, floating on the water, down onto the land below, the troll stands up from his perch and takes a few big steps over to you, positioning himself between you and the ziggurat. And he goes,
I'm hoping Auntie Zilla would allow an audience with an old pair of friends. I've brought some new friends that perhaps she may want to speak to.
he looks you up and down, the three of you, and then looks back to the others who are still standing on flagstones, or did you at least move off of the flagstones onto the dry land?
I moved to within 60 feet of us.
Within
I was gonna
60
step
feet of the
down.
ziggurat, then you're on dry
Yeah,
land.
I would have been on the dry land. So I was gonna say.
So they would not dare to come closer without the auntie's permission, of course.
And it looks like it burns him, like he's like, then it stops glowing. And he lifts his clawed hand up. Clawed is not an apt description because these claws are long daggers, black blades. Holds out one long finger and points at a drum.
I swallow, look about at my companions, and gotta do what we gotta do. And I walk forward.
If the rest of you do anything,
I will not aggressively, but I will just, as if I'm assuming, obviously I'm going in, I'm gonna towards.
just as he did previously with Ondar.
Yeah.
The troll, with his other hand, holds up one of the black blades and just
Pokes.
into your chest. Do you do anything to avoid it, or do you just stand your ground?
I'll just not stand my ground. I will just sort of be pushed back by it.
In that case, he pokes you in the hand instead. If you put up your hand, and you take 1 point of piercing damage.
While this is happening, Rin is going to step forward. I would have an audience with you.
When you step forward so that you're adjacent to Gunther, the troll, and he takes his, and he holds it up in your face. Doesn't quite put it close enough to connect with your face, but he holds all 5 claws, daggers, pointed directly at your, and then with his other hand, he again points to a drawing and doesn't say, and just
I'm still coming, just not very fast. And as I walk by Zolkin and Gunther and Rin, I go, don't worry. No deals.
That sounds really funny coming from you.
So Odd is going to look down at the ground a little bit and look up at the troll and just wave.
Uh-huh.
Just wave. Make eye contact.
The troll glances at you and looks back to those in front of him to make sure they're not moving any closer. Adron, you walk past the troll.
Walk past the troll.
Okay.
And when I get to the door, is it
the troll, by the way,
how
has
big is the
not
door?
lowered his one hand that's in front of Rin. He's such at the ready that you can gather that he's readied an action to attack Rin if Rin steps forward.
Question: how far is the door from where Rin is standing?
About, let's say, 50 feet.
Okay.
How far is it from Odd?
60 feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna tap Zolkin on the shoulder up, and I'm just gonna nonchalantly start walking away, but like curling. If this is the ziggurat, I want to just start nonchalantly curling around the outside of it. I am a Vrael and know exactly what I'm looking for.
I know. Zolkin backs up and, following your lead, starts to follow you.
When I get to the makeshift wooden door, I'd like to kind of move it, not because it's kind of on there, I'd like to open it like entirely so it's an open passage instead of closing it off, kind of.
When you get up to the wooden door, it opens on its own.
Oh, well, I guess I
Inviting
can't
you
do
in.
that then.
And even though it's not attached, it just swings open.
Well, okay. And hat off, glow, I walk in.
Cool. The rest of you doing anything?
Staying within 60 feet of the troll.
Got it.
Not
Rin,
moving.
Rin, you're not moving. You're holding your ground, but not getting closer.
Yeah, he's really kind of taking in that jewel. Like, how strong is that jewel really?
If I don't know if Ondar's gonna see or not, but I want to look back to him and just tap my ear.
Sorry, you look back to who?
To Ondar.
Ondar will just cast message to Gunther and say, what do you need?
Can you do this for Edron while he's in there every few minutes?
If you're looking, I'll just nod.
Gunther.
Yep.
You're circling the perimeter.
Yeah.
With Zolkin, but staying on the outskirts.
Right.
When you reach about the point, the 90-degree angle from where the troll is,
right.
The troll, who hadn't moved from his spot, turns and looks right at you and growls a low growl. At this point, Adron, you've entered the ziggurat.
Mm-hmm.
A few seconds after he disappears into the darkness, the door swings shut. You can step off the cannon. I don't think it's much. The troll steps back from Rin, lowers his hand, turns, unafraid of showing you his back, and walks over to the ziggurat. When he reaches the ziggurat, he climbs back up onto his perch on the lowest tier but specifically on the corner such that he can see the front and the side where you were walking around. What do y'all do?
Ondar casts message to Adran.
Okay, what do you send him?
I send him just checking in.
No answer.
He's gonna look to Karse's side. And
Karse says, anything?
no.
Oh, that's not good.
Kind of what was expected. Let's make this harder on the troll, shall we? Spin left.
I don't know what he thinks. And he points at the Shadar-Kai that's standing in front of you.
Message Rin. Reach Adran. The troll is watching you and Gunther. We can flank left. And you can respond in a whisper that no one else can hear, if you so choose.
What are the girls doing?
Let's get a cast a firebolt at the troll.
Okay. I'll come back to that in a second. Celadine, what have you been doing this whole time? Not just watching?
Dron said he trusted my instincts. If Dron's gone, the plan's gone to shit.
Literally frozen and never until something
So
happens.
Celadine has been exactly what Rebecca has been doing.
Yup. Method. I appreciate
Can
that.
you respond to Ondar's message before I deal with Odd here?
He was literally going to say, I want to fight, but we shouldn't.
Oh,
And
wow.
so Odd casts Fireball.
Not ball.
What distinction?
Be
Describe
clear.
what your firebolt looks like.
Just sort of like a little sort of baseball sized little fireball comes up in her hand, and she just sort of does like a lob
Pitches it at him.
and
And it screams across the sky. And make an attack roll.
okay. That is a 23.
That hits. And as this ball of fire smacks into the troll's chest, bursting in flame around it, it roars in pain. And it leaps off of its perch and charges you, claws first.
Okay.
That's where we're going to stop this episode of Company of the Grey Wolf. Thank you all for joining us
Holy shit.
on this awesome episode. Episode 10!
Yay!
I can't believe we've had 10 episodes. It blows my mind. I know it's one every week. It doesn't take that long, but it still is incredible that we've been on this journey, that we've told so much story, and there's still so much more story to tell. And the fact that you are excited and encouraged and to keep following us on this journey only excites me more. I can't wait for the next chapter. My name is Joshua Barbeau. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch. You can follow me on YouTube. You can buy my books on DM's Guild. Just search my name. I think one of them is on sale right now, maybe two. Go look. But definitely also on Twitter. People now. We've got Anita is at Panita. Justin is at Noir Enigma. Rebecca is at Madam Peasant. And now Nick has been suckered into the Twitter game. He is at Neutral Bland. But the only way to interact with all 7 of us at the same time is to go to our Discord.
server. We have a private Discord server where you can chat with a whole bunch of us and even witness in-character conversations between episodes, of which there was. I don't foresee there will be that much this week, given the way this session ended.
Maybe not in character, but there's going to be stuff this week.
There's going to be other stuff, definitely. So definitely tune in. Give us a follow. Give us a like. We look forward to chatting with you all. And until keep good company.
Keep good company.
Good company.
I cannot believe